safety for freediving, spearfishing?
Yeah, so I would say, it really, I mean, there's a lot of different pieces to it, but I would say I'll start with maybe probably the two most important, mainly the one most important. The most important thing is that you are, not diving alone. But not diving alone, I mean, that means a lot of things, right? But in essence, we really want to be diving with the buddy. But again, so what does a buddy mean? Right? I mean, like your typical spearfishing trip, like you go out in the boat, right? You go to the super secret spot, you toss the anchor overboard, and before the anchor hits the bottom, right? First in, first fish. Well, this guy goes that way, this guy goes that way, this guy goes that way, this guy goes. You got 4 different people beating each other. So we're diving in a buddy team, right? We got 4 buddies, right? We're all super safe, right? So it's not just that you have someone, in the water with you the same day that with you are. It's just that what are the two of you doing? And so the most important thing is that you're diving in a tight team so that when you hit the surface, there is someone actually right there, not 50 feet away underwater trying to shoot a hogfish or whatever, but it's actually at the surface that is close enough to grab you so that if you were to have a blackout, they could fix it. And that person knows what to do if you have a blackout, right? So the most important thing is that you've got someone in the area that is trained, and then you can rely on them being there when you hit the surface. That simple concept, right, of direct supervision is unfortunately not well followed, and that's really the reason we have the fatalities in the sport. I have never heard of a fatality in the sport that wouldn't have been prevented if that simple concept was followed. But the issue is there's all sorts of reasons and excuses and why people don't want to do that. So I'll bring up really quickly Jeremy Gamble, a good friend of mine, owner of Spearfishing magazine. The way he explains it is when you come on his boat, he says, look, here's the deal. We're diving in tight teams. When I hit the surface, you have to be there. If you are not there when I surface because you saw some fish and you're trying to shoot a bigger fish than me and outshoot me on my boat, he goes, you're going to be immediately put on the boat and I'm never going to invite you out again. It's that simple. He's like, that's the epitome of selfish behavior. If shooting a fish is more important than you saving my life and my safety, then I'll never dive with you again. So that's kind of the main thing. But, it's difficult to convince people who have been not doing that for 20 years to change.